Hello friends, welcome back to another session of my financial predictions. Remember, we are covering Tesla and the SP 500 index. So today is the 12th of June. We see basically a correction at red day across all markets. I'm covering cryptocurrencies as well, so I know that they also took a very hard hit today, especially some cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. I mean, guys, massive volatility. But if you want to see that content, go and watch on my crypto channel. Here we only cover traditional finance. So we see Tesla, a correction, not so volatile, especially not as volatile as crypto. You can see almost 2%. I was expecting actually a powerful impulse happening either today or tomorrow. So I really expect to see a major recovery tomorrow. At the very least, we could recover the levels that we saw on the 11th of June, so around 4%, almost 5%. So that's basically what I can expect for tomorrow. I really will be surprised if we don't see any of that, because this week, just like I predicted, guys, I told you it was going to be basically a full-on green week. And that's exactly what we got from the lowest position that we got at the crash of the 5th of June. We have recovered almost to the highest position, almost 18%, and currently we're at 12%. So even though these past few days, yesterday and today, were corrections, it's still not enough to actually turn down the entire week. So it's actually doing really good, especially for Tesla. But like I said, I really expect to see tomorrow a major impulse, or at the very least something like 2 to 3%. That will be minimal, but that will meet the requirements. So the next week is going to be possibly more volatile, more undecided, because you can see we open with a possible correction on Monday, 16th of June. And that's also in the also shared by the green box, 16 to the 18. So basically, I believe all of these days, 16, 17, and 18 could be very volatile, and we chill around the 19 to 20 of June. Maybe one of these days, maybe even both of them can be complete range. So for the next week, especially if we got a very volatile Monday, we can really then see a very crazy week, the next one. So I really hope that Tesla can continue going upwards, because it will be basically, I mean, it's kind of needed right now, guys. I mean, if Tesla goes red for another month after the amazing display that we got in May, it will be kind of like, it will feel like a cold bucket of water, or a bucket of cold water. So, that's for Tesla. Now let's take a look at the index. So the index paints basically a different story, because you can see, obviously, this measures many other stocks, not just one. Okay, Tesla included, but it's not just limited to Tesla. So today we got basically kind of a day, this is today, 12th of June. So we got a small uptrend for the standards of the index. This is around 50%, 0.50%. So this is volatile, I believe, for the SP 500 index. It's not going to be extremely, we're not going to see 10% right here. I mean, something like this, that will be insane. But you can see it was actually a profitable day for the markets in general today. Yesterday was kind of more almost in range. You can see that this is where the position begins, right around here. It basically crashes and recovers. So it was a correction, 50% as well. So basically a recovery, almost a full recovery of yesterday. And I was expecting a very powerful impulse. So maybe it came today, because out of this range of days from the 9 to the 12, I believe this one is the highest in that sense. You can see the 9 was also a green day, but in many ways it was also kind of less interesting. You can see around 20% maybe. The 10 was possibly even more volatile than the 9. You can see it's actually, yeah. So the 10 and the 12 were the green days, powerful green days that I was expecting for the SP 500, because this was a massive range of days, 9 to 12, lots of days there. And we got a very volatile also the 11. Remember guys, whenever you see a day shared by opposite energies, in this case the 11 of June, green and red, you can always expect extreme volatility. Okay, it's 90% of the time that happens. And that's exactly what we got, a very volatile day as well, 50 to 60%, something like that. So yeah, for tomorrow, I believe again it should be a green day for the markets. Okay, the day here on the index is on a full green circle, no red, no yellow, no nothing arguing with that energy. So I really expect to see a recovery tomorrow. For the SP 500, it's actually a very good week so far. We don't see any corrections except for the 11. So maybe it's almost guaranteed to see that. Again, for the next week, the SP 500 could open with some volatility, but right now it's kind of showing it could be mostly in range. But there's some corrections coming 17 or 18, and maybe extending all the way to 20, because there's a range right here, a red box, 18 to 20. So 2 days, 3 days at the very least, which could go red. I'm not saying all of them will, but maybe one will. And if they connect to this red circle, meaning that, for example, let's assume that we get 17 and 18 on a correction, or 17, 18, and 19. Okay, that will be the worst case scenario. 3 consecutive red days, that will be very bad for the markets, because this week has the potential of being one of the worst, especially the worst so far, unless something even crazier happens the weeks after that. And if I were to say, I think that could end up influencing Tesla a little bit, because Tesla is showing that it's just basically going to be kind of undecided. There are no red boxes for the next week. So maybe Tesla could be the exception, but it's not going to be a very optimistic week, I believe. Okay, especially not like this one, which was, just like I predicted, the best week for Tesla so far. And also, as you saw with the index, it was also one of the best weeks. Okay, so continues going up, and that's basically all I have for you guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Again, if you want to see my content on all my platforms, you can see the links to my channels on this on my main YouTube page. It should be a section where it has all the channels that I have linked together. So you can also see my social medias, Twitter, for example. You can also follow me there. And I'll bring back more trading signals next week. So like, share, and subscribe, all of that, guys. And I'll see you guys later. Take care.